chasing, she's running after them.
Get out the car! Get out the car!
Not too close. Oh, the mother's exhausted. So am I. Come on, guys. Pull it down. This is a much better, cleaner kill.
Malalangwe Game Reserve. 200 square miles of mysterious beauty. Raw, wild, and totally unpredictable. Home to a vast array of wildlife and one man like no other, Kim Wolhuter. A third-generation bushranger, raised in the wild. He's at one with this untamed world.
I'm not just in my vehicle the whole time. I'm often out there walking, running, and sleeping with the animals.
And he's always pushing the boundaries.
A little too close for comfort, eh?
A maverick filmmaker, Kim has devoted his life to capturing these animals in a truly intimate and unique way. Often by his side, rookie wildlife cameraman Jules Bratfit.
The way he can read animals is unparalleled, I think. He's really comfortable working in this harsh environment. To be able to work that closely with these secretive species is just phenomenal.
It's only Kim's unique skills that keep him safe.
It can be dangerous. There's always the possibility that while Kim's out here, he'll make a mistake. And that might be the end of it for him.
Big predators around, things can really get on edge. And a wrong move and a misinterpretation or something like that, could cost you your life. But I suppose that's also part of the challenge for me. Okay, my boy. It's probably close enough.
Kim's bush skills have gotten him up close and personal with many species, but one continues to elude him, the rare, mysterious cheetah.
Cheetah bolt before you can get near them. So it's almost impossible to see them, especially in this thick bush.
A year ago, Kim made his first attempt into their rarely seen world.
I saw the female cheetah in the distance and she bolted. A couple of months later when I saw her, she didn't run and she seemed to be a little more accepting of me. The more and more I saw of her, she just became more and more accepting, and I was able to start developing a relationship with her.
Following one elusive cat in 200 square miles was proving tough, so Kim had a vet implant a tracking device in the cheetah's belly.
Our relationship was building, and she really started to accept me, and I was getting some amazing shots. They're incredible predators and can run at over 60 miles an hour. And they can take down adult male impala weighing considerably more than them. It was great, and it was just a lovely time. But then, suddenly out of the blue, she disappeared.
The cheetah is one of the most endangered cats in the world, and Kim isn't sure if she's dead or alive. He's not seen her for 6 months, but today, a cheetah has been sighted.
I just got a call on the radio that the guys have seen cheetah down here. So I'm going to go up the hill here and check just on the off chance that it's a female that I've been following.
If the female is in range, he could pick up a signal from the receiver.
I can't believe it!
She's back.
She's less than a mile away. Kim zeroes in. She's hidden deep in the bush. There's a good reason she went missing.
But there's 5 of them.
Kim is 20 yards away.
If it wasn't for the mother who I've worked with before, there's no ways I'd be allowed this close to these little guys, eh? They're still a bit wobbly on their legs, eh? It's only at about 2.5 to 3 months that the mother moves them away from her lair, where she's been looking after them. I wonder if she actually knows it's me, and I don't care what it is. She's chilled with me being here, and that's the best thing about it.
For now, the mother is relaxed and trusting. But what about her cubs? Kim makes a risky move.
I'm gonna get out now and see how they react. But I'm not gonna walk straight towards them. I'm just gonna go and lie down to the side here, and see how it plays out. You know, hopefully the cubs will take their cue from her, and if she remains chilled, they will.
Wild cheetahs are very protective. If the mother senses a threat, he'll lose her trust, and she'll do whatever it takes to protect her cubs.
The mother couldn't care. It's amazing how they're not even bothered with me. It's like I'm a log here or something just new to come and play with. The mom's not even worried. She's just lying there doing nothing. These little guys all over the place.
Then, something astonishing. Kim's bond with this young family has given him an incredible opportunity to document the upbringing of one of the rarest wild cats on the planet.
Trust from the mother, I don't understand it, I can't explain it. It just bodes so well if I'm going to spend the next year, 18 months with them. Couldn't believe it. I mean, I don't know why those little guys just came and clambered all over me. It just seems like it's totally against anything in nature that they should be doing. It's beyond expectations. It's brilliant.
But the cubs' journey will not be easy. In the wild, less than 20% of cheetahs make it to 6 months. Kim can only hope this family will defy the odds. For Kim, following these cats will have its own challenges.
Working with cheetahs, it's up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and It's no big deal. It's just what it is. And yeah, they sound like ridiculous hours, but it's a cheap price to pay for the privilege I have of doing what I do and loving what I do.
But how does he build these incredible bonds with wild animals?
I don't try and go in and act like a cheetah. That's none of that. I act like me, myself, Kim Wolhuter. You respect them and you go in there with the confidence that they're going to respect you in return. Avoid eye contact because that's a definite threat. Also just pick up a piece of grass, chew on it, play with a stick. Don't show that your attention is on them. As soon as they see that, then they get worried. And also make sound. Because if you try and do it all really quietly, everything's going to wonder there's something happening here.
Kim knows to follow the world's fastest land animal, it'll take more than body language. While the cheetahs rest in the midday heat, Kim is out training.
I generally run in the middle of the day when it's really hot. I mean, part of that is because predators aren't active at that time of day. But it's more that I like to condition myself to the heat.
To film among the cheetahs, he has to be in great shape.
I find if I can push it in really hot conditions, when I do have to, sometimes I spend whole days out with the cheetah, really hot days, and I run out of food, I run out of water. I don't feel it.
Being one with the bush is key to Kim's success. That's why he's barefoot.
I've never liked wearing shoes. You know, when you wear a shoe, the way you walk is very aggressive because you don't care what's underfoot. You just crash, crunch, bunch. And when I'm out in the field, I just like to be barefoot. I just feel the freedom and whatever. When a cheetah goes in on a full sprint, there's no ducking and diving thorns and things here. It's just full on and go for it. So I'm really understanding, you know, what these other animals, especially the soft-footed predators, are up against.
King of the soft-footed predators is the African lion. They pose a huge threat to many of the other animals living on the reserve, including Kim. And they're one of the biggest threats to young cubs who don't yet have the speed to evade them. On Kim's next visit to the cheetahs, the mother seems on edge. And it doesn't take long to figure out why.
Holy there's a bloody lion stalking us here.
A big female, 40 yards away.
I can't believe there's bloody lions stalking these cheetah now. And those cubs don't have a chance. There's no way they can outrun them.
If she decides to attack, she could easily take out Kim too. But his own safety is the last thing on his mind.
I'm gonna have to interfere here. I'll do what I can to chase these bloody things away. Lions, for some reason, have this absolute hatred for any other predator, and they'll try and take it out. And they know with the cheetah cubs, they'll just kill all of them.
A 300-pound lioness isn't scared off easily.
There's two there.
She's back, and she's not alone. In the middle of filming the cheetah family, Kim Wolhuter discovers they're being stalked. Two female lions in the distance, and then Kim spots a third. Lions don't scare easily, but with the cubs in danger, the mother goes on the offensive.
Oh, it looks like the mother's going to stalk the lion. Oh, she is. I'm going to go with her.
As the cubs look for a place to hide, Kim and the mother join forces.
Listen to that lion. I wonder if she's caught up to him. There's a hell of a noise going on there. I think what's happened is the lion thought that was me chasing him up the backside. Meantime, it was the cheetah.
Chasing off lions in my mind is crazy. Lions are big, powerful creatures. Out here, they're one of the only things that really give me the heebie-jeebies.
But for Kim, it's a well-calculated move, and one of the few times he'll interfere with animals' natural behavior.
I have a rule, and it's a general rule that the reserve have and that many reserves have. If an animal is injured through some man-made device, you intervene. If it's a natural thing, you don't, unless it's an endangered species, then you do intervene. And the cheetah are highly endangered. That is the basic rule.
At last count, there were only 15 cheetah in the reserve. These 6 are safe for now. Kim's tactic is paid off, and before long, they're all reunited. A fourth-generation African, Kim comes from a family that's lived among and tangled with fierce predators for a long, long time.
I've got a family album here. This looks like we're going back in time about 500 years. And then here's a picture. I mean, this is ridiculous. A picture of my dad with the first lion he shot when he was 13 in his school uniform. So I don't know if he was on his way to school or on his way back from school, but that's what you did in those days.
But it's Kim's grandfather, Harry, who made the Wolhuter name legendary after a lion pulled him from his horse. Harry was dragged over 60 yards. His only weapon was a knife.
Killing a lion with a knife is no easy feat. It's a hell of a thing. I've got an exact replica here of the knife that my grandfather stabbed the lion with. His accuracy of stabbing it twice in the heart, the 2 shots in the heart, and then the lion backed off and he gave it another one which went into the jugular. I mean, you couldn't be more accurate than that. It's just amazing, you know. He went on to serve another 44 years in the Kruger National Park as the very first game ranger. I feel like I'm carrying on the Wolhuter tradition, but I'm doing it in a different way. I'm not shooting with a gun anymore. I'm shooting with a camera. It's hard to think of anybody who could be more proud of their granddad than I am. I use it in everything that I do. You live to tell the tale and become a legend. And there's a lion calling right now. Watch out, dude.
Shortly after Kim's lion encounter, he and Jules are looking for the cheetah when they come across a gang of young bull elephants. These boys try to intimidate with a show of strength, but Kim stands his ground.
That's when I would have backed away. But Kim feels comfortable to allow those animals to get even closer so he can get some great footage.
It's pretty special, eh? These are all young bulls, so they're still unsure of themselves. So I was pretty confident in my approach and that I could stand up to them if something happened. But maybe that's a bit naive.
After all, these youngsters weigh nearly 10,000 pounds apiece.
You just got to stand your ground and be bold and try and show them that you've got the upper hand. It's about trying to be one with them and not interfering with them and not trying to scare them. So they seem pretty relaxed now, which is really cool.
Kim knows better than to let down his guard.
depending where you are, elephants react differently to people, and you've got to be aware of that. You can't just go into a new area and think you can operate with elephants like you did in the last place, because it all depends on what's happened to those elephants in the past. They could have been persecuted, they could have been hunting, they could have been all sorts of things. And it's not just with elephants, it's with everything.
Within seconds, the mood shifts.
Those boys are talking to each other. They probably said to each other, let's go over there. There's that little guy sitting there. Maybe we can go and squash him. Because right now, maybe you guys can stay there. Good idea.
The bigger bull is closing in. To show his dominance, he raises his head and widens his ears. Time for Kim to take a stand.
Okay, my boy. That's probably close enough. Come, your mates are calling you. They seem to be totally chilled. I saw they were aware of me and a little bit weary, but it was no big deal. They enjoyed them. They got their drink, they had their wallow, and they're back out there feeding again. Just so nice.
Anytime you've got a 4-ton animal looking down at you, you know, it gets your heart pumping, that's for sure. And yeah, I was just pleased that Kim was standing in front of me.
This detour with the elephants has left Kim a little thirsty. And if the water's good enough for the animals, it's good enough for him.
There's actually nothing wrong with this water. All that's in here is a little bit of silt from when it rained. I mean, that's the only reason why it's dirty, is because of the runoff from the rain. Otherwise, there's nothing wrong with it. It's good, clean water, unpolluted by human beings. You know, other animals come and drink it. Rhinos wallow in it. Elephants in it. But the elephant didn't poo here, so I'm okay.
While Kim was filming the elephants, the cheetah family moved deeper into the bush. Kim locates them a few miles away. But as the midday heat builds, he realizes there's a cub missing.
The cub's scattered with the mother chasing after the lion. Those lions have probably come back in the night and actually followed up on these cheetah. And that makes me worried the poor little guy may have been abandoned. I mean, if the lion did catch him, the lion's not going to eat him. What they do is they just kill them and leave them.
Could Kim's worst fears be realized? It's been 2 days since Kim Wolhuter chased off the lions that were threatening this cheetah family. And now, one of the 5 cubs is missing.
Yeah, there's definitely only 4 cubs left here. The lion must have taken that one little guy out. Cheetah cubs, when they're tiny like that, are very vulnerable because they can't run away from anything. Lions, they kill cheetah cubs, they don't eat them. They just have this thing where any competition, they've got to kill it. It's just their horrible, brutal way of doing things. It's just the way lions are. So the cub must be lying there somewhere dead. But I searched for a couple of hours and I couldn't find it.
On average, less than 20% of cheetahs make it to adulthood. For now, the mother still has 4 hungry mouths to feed, and they're old enough to eat meat. Luckily, she's a great provider, giving Kim plenty of opportunities to film her in action. Impala are her main prey. With the target in her sights, she'll stalk until she's close enough to go for a kill. Once the chase starts, she can accelerate to 70 miles an hour in 3 seconds. And she can sustain the chase for up to 300 yards in any direction. Cheetahs are built for speed, so unlike other big cats, they don't have razor-sharp claws to bring down their quarry. It can take some time to wrestle an impala. Enough time for Kim to move into position.
And just to be there at the very moment that the contact happens, it's great. It's really cool.
Once the impala's down, the cheetah applies a deadly chokehold, suffocating her prey. Watching their mother in action is a good lesson for the cubs. They're 3 months old now, and soon they'll start learning to hunt for themselves. Hopefully, Kim will be there to witness it. Every day, it seems, this wild cheetah family lets him just a little bit closer.
I think I've now managed to sex all these little cubs. There's 3 females and 1 male.
And it's the male who's taking a starring role.
Out of all of them, they were all just carrying on feeding and doing their thing. But he came over to check me out. And so I've decided to call him Solo. And I can feel maybe a little bond there developing with Solo and me. And maybe he'll be my little character to follow off on his own and go and do his thing. So I'm quite liking the idea of Solo.
Kim's lifetime of bonding with wild animals has led to many exciting experiences. Each species has its own challenges.
I spent over 3 years following this pack of wild dogs. When I first found them, it was alpha male and female, and they were pretty nervous. They denned in the hills, and I had to shoot all of the stuff around the den from a hide. It was probably 12 months before they really accepted me walking around.
Wild dogs can live in packs of around 20. They hunt together and can travel huge distances in pursuit of their prey. They're highly intelligent and extremely social, at least among themselves.
Although they accepted me, I was never able to bond with these dogs. They have such a strong social structure with each other that anything outside of that is of no interest to them, which I was surprised because it's a dog, and I expected to get incredible bonding with all of them.
It's Kim's ultimate goal, to bring vanishing species like this one to the world's attention.
Even more so now, I'm working with endangered predators. There's not even 5,000 wild dogs left in the wild today, and the cheetah are a bit more than that, but we just need to educate people to understand their way of life and then, adjust ours accordingly. And I think the way that I'm doing this and documenting it, hopefully I can get that across.
Coming up, for the first time, Solo gets his claws into some live prey. And one of his sisters gets her claws into Kim.
Can't get it going. It's too late.
It's been 4 weeks since Kim Wolhuter started filming a cheetah mother and her cubs. He now spends every waking hour in the bush, immersing himself in their daily routines. The cheetahs at the Malelangwe Game Reserve have 200 square miles of thick African bush to roam around. Tracking their day-to-day movements over this rugged terrain takes a special vehicle.
Having it small like this, slow, it blends in more with the environment. Animals understand it more, and it just works. Yeah.
It's also invaluable for foraging when Kim spots one of his favorite bushman snacks.
Now this is what we call a mapane worm. These are an African delicacy. Actually, local tribes survive on them. It's just the only protein they get at certain times of the year. The way to eat them is you first got to squeeze out everything they've been eating. Eesh, there we go. Lovely. It's just like a piece of leather now, and it's rather chewy and hard to eat in this state. So I'm going to boil him. I do actually have hot water on tap here in my radiator. I'll leave him in there for a while to boil. There we go. What are we doing, dude? I don't want to drop him in there, then that'll be the end of my worm. Bit of salt and pepper. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Yummy. There we go. That is actually delicious. I'm not going to eat his head. That can come off. It's like a good steak, eh?
As he catches up with the family, he's in for a rare treat. It looks like he's just missed a kill. In reality, he's just in time for a hunting lesson.
Cheetah take their cubs along with them wherever they go. And as soon as she goes into hunting mode, the cubs are watching and they're observing. When they're really small, she'll kill the impala and then bring them to feed on it. I'm just waiting for Mom to strangle it.
But this time, she doesn't suffocate it.
The older they get, if she's confident that she can catch it again or something, she'll let it go.
But she doesn't give chase when the baby tries to escape.
So they're jumping on its back.
The 4-month-old cubs instinctively take up her challenge.
The instinct is there to go for the throat, but the instinct isn't there to actually kill it. She doesn't so much as teach them what to do, they just find out in their own way. It's just that she provides them with these opportunities to learn.
In about 10 months' time, the cubs should be catching prey for themselves. For now, their mother is on hand, just waiting to step in and finish the job.
Just amazing to see the cubs, that they have that instinct to want to kill already. But that poor little impala, it just took forever for them to kill it. And unfortunately, that's the way that it goes, and everybody has to feed out here.
To feed a growing family, the mother needs to kill every couple of days. Each cub can eat up to a pound in one sitting. Since the mother is a great hunter, these cubs never go without. But life in the bush can turn in an instant. The next day, Kim makes a worrisome discovery. Only 3 cubs. He can't find his favorite, the little male, Solo.
And I've searched this area for the last couple of hours. And this is always my concern when I leave the cheetah at night with a kill, when I leave them in the evenings, is that they're going to be vulnerable to animals that will do them any harm and kill them. His mom and the other 3 cubs are lying just up here, about half a kilometer away. They're very nervous, any sound, and they're all jumping around. So I don't know if they'll come back here later in the day to check, but we'll keep tabs of that, and can only hope that Solo's going to pitch up again. But it's pretty tough, and I find it quite hard missing my little Solo. I just hope he does pop out of the woodwork.
Are Kim and the cheetah family about to lose another cub to the harsh African wilderness? When Kim left the cheetah family yesterday, all 4 cubs were accounted for. Today, after hours of searching, he still can't find the little male, Solo.
This is a site of where I left the cheetah last night, where they had that impala kill. all that's remaining over there is the stomach and a couple of bones. And as soon as I saw that, I was alerted to the fact that some other predator had been here. Because the cheetah, they won't eat all the bones and they don't eat all the skin either.
The next day, Kim resumes his search. And his bush tracking skills lead him to a crime scene.
I came back here this morning to have another look for Solo, and he's lying here at the base of this tree. It's those first 6 months that these guys have to survive, and it's really hard. Once they get past that 6 months, they can run fast enough generally. So, yeah, it's just really sad to have my little guy Solo go. I thought we were going to go on a long journey together.
Kim looks for answers.
I think he's probably been killed by a leopard. And the reason I say that is because lying at the base of the tree here is Solo's foot that's been eaten off by the leopard. But also going up the tree here are claw marks, and there's hairs all along here from where Solo's probably dragged up there. And I actually walked this area yesterday, but I didn't find him because he was probably still in the tree there and only fell out in the last few hours. So you wonder why would a leopard kill him? And it's competition. All these predators, they're competing with each other for food resources. And yeah, unfortunately, I don't think he was targeted as such. He just happened to be the one closest to the leopard, and poor old Solo got taken out. I think I'm going to miss Solo more than they are.
As they near that crucial 6-month mark, when they can outrun most predators, the 3 remaining cubs are strengthening their trust in Kim. They weigh about 22 pounds, the size of a small dog, and are perfecting their tree climbing skills. A cheetah family like never seen before.
Because I'm able to get right in there without them being fazed with my presence, I'm able to, through the imagery, you just get so intimate with them, and you're seeing things in a light and in a way that you've never seen before. I'm hoping this will enlighten people to really, bond with animals like I bond with them and create more of an awareness.
With only 13 cheetah in the reserve, they need all the help they can get. Spending so much time in the bush with his cheetah family, Kim depends on the support of his other family. His photographer wife, Taryn, and his stepdaughter, Savannah.
Kim has spent an enormous amount of time gaining the trust of the cheetah. It's the most amazing thing to watch. Sometimes I film Kim because there's nobody else to film him. And there's even been times when Savannah's had to step in and film us doing stuff. So we get to have that experience.
The nice thing about Taryn is she's lived in the bush a lot. She understands a lot what goes on. And I can leave home and go out in the bush all day and not have to worry that she's worrying about what I'm doing, where I'm doing. And when she does have time to come out with me and with Savannah, I just love to share what I'm doing out there with them.
The next morning, when Kim joins his cheetahs, a third cub is now in trouble.
Ants are hassling her. Ants all over her. Having a closer look at this poor little cub, she's got a huge gash in her right shoulder. And I find that I just can't work out how those would have happened. And also they're not fresh. They probably happened early last night. So I don't actually know what's happened with them here. she's going to need to keep them clean if she's going to survive, because otherwise infection is going to set in there. Because she's so relaxed with me around, maybe I can do something.
If this were a cub of another species, Kim would let nature take its course. But since cheetahs are endangered, he doesn't hesitate to intervene.
Let's see if she'll let me clean her injury with some wet toilet paper. It's amazing how she just lets me do this. There's a piece of skin actually missing there. It's weird. There's a bit of a hole up at the top here. It's actually not looking too bad.
But within minutes, the ants are back, and the cub takes a turn for the worse.
I don't know what's going on with her now. She's shivering. She's almost like she's cold. Maybe it's just a bit of shock setting in. Mum and the other two cubs have moved off. And they've just left her lying here in the sun. It's getting really hot. She seems to have given up on her. Now what do I do? Do I leave nature to take its course? I can't do that. Come on. Come on.
Kim coaxes the cub into the shade.
Come on. Just a bit more. There we go. There we go. I'm going to see if I can get her to take some water. Come. Yeah. Come on, girl. Take some water. Eh? There we go. She just lay there with her head on her paws and had sort of given up.
With the cub's condition still deteriorating, Kim's worried the ants will eat her alive. He calls in the vet.
He came along and I gave her an injection because she wasn't moving. I didn't have to dart her. I just gave her an injection and we put her down, we cleaned her up, stitched up her wounds, and then took her back to her mother.
The mother gingerly returns to nurse her sleeping cub. But Kim needs to administer more antidote for the cub to wake up.
Anyway, let's see what Mom does. She was just coming around from the antidote, and the mother got up and left again. Two cubs followed. She didn't even call, which she usually does when one cub doesn't follow. Two cubs followed, and she just walked off. The mother disappeared with her two cubs.
Kim may have gone too far. His long-standing relationship with the mother and the remaining cubs could be in trouble. A cub from the wild cheetah family that Kim Wolhuter is working with comes to after having an injury stitched up by the vet. A few hours later, the 5-month-old cub is frantically calling for her mother, who is nowhere to be seen.
Twice, on two occasions, initially when the mother just walked off without her, she didn't call and the mother didn't call. So that I find really weird, that she can just abandon her like that.
If the cub's going to live, she has to be reunited with her mother. Left alone, even if she avoided being caught by a predator, she'd never be able to catch prey and would die of starvation. Kim comes up with a plan to move the cub and calls Taryn and Savannah for backup.
I didn't want to knock her down again with anesthetic and go through the whole process. It was just going to be too much.
We had to try and get the cub back to the mum because that was going to be a disaster otherwise.
So I said to Taryn, right, I'm going to grab her by the scruff of the neck. I don't think she'll mind that.
He came running back to me with his cub in his hand.
It's all hands on deck as Kim brings the cheetah in. Kim has a simple plan for transporting her.
We're going to put her in a sleeping bag and take her across to the mother. As soon as I put her in the sleeping bag, she went absolutely ape.
Wait. No.
I had to be really forceful. In the meantime, she was scratching me all over the place. I mean, just claws going everywhere.
I was ready to give up. Kim was quite insistent that he would get it in there. Let it go.
No! No! I can't get it going. It's too late.
I don't like to stress an animal, and for me, it was a bit stressful, but at the same time, knowing that it maybe needed just this little bit so that we could get it back to its mum, it was just a whole lot. It was quite a bit of an adrenaline rush.
Pick it up around here. This cheetah's never gonna trust me.
It's okay, Kim. You're doing good for it.
I've just got a cheetah.
Wait.
Once she was in and I closed the top, she relaxed down totally. She just calmed down.
Do you want to drive?
Wait.
The mother is now a half-mile away. But will she accept the cub again?
Amazing is that? It is so cool. I think you have to lick my wounds, Ma, as well. It's there. There's another a nice one on the legs here. Well, that turned out not as easy as I thought, and obviously she put up a serious fight. But the amazing thing was how she just walked out of the sleeping bag back to her mother. But yeah, that initial fight sure took its toll on me. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. And, you know, here she's been traumatized with us stuffing her in the sleeping bag and everything. She's going to bolt out of there and just run forever. And it was just so beautifully calm, and what a beautiful reunion. Oh, it was actually quite emotional, even for me.
Intervening and getting involved with wildlife, I think, is always a debatable subject. But it's a great feeling knowing that you might have saved a cub in some way.
There are now about 13 cheetahs living in Malilangwe. A few years ago, there were none. But they aren't the only endangered species in the game reserve. That morning, on their way to check in on the recovering cub, Kim and Jules spot a rare and notoriously aggressive black rhino just 40 yards away. Most cameramen would be happy with a steady, clear shot from the safety of their Jeep. Kim has other ideas.
I'm in the back, filming off the sticks. I'm thinking I'll get the wide, Kim will get the tight. Kim gets out of the vehicle, I didn't even notice. He's wandering up to the black rhino. Black rhino are the perfect combination of aggressive defense and speed. You've got an 800, 900 kilo animal with a huge horn on the end of its nose, and that thing can move at 50 k's an hour. So you've really got to watch black rhino in the bush.
As Kim frames his shot, the rhino makes a move.
Often when you're looking through the viewfinder, things look a lot further away than they actually are.
Has Kim misread the situation?
I was thinking, well, should I jump into the driver's seat, drive up to Kim, rescue him, wave my arms, make a song and dance? But honestly, I thought, you know what, anything I do now may harass the animal and force it to charge. And Kim's right there.
When alarmed, black rhinos will charge anything that moves. Kim stands his ground. He has no choice. It's too close.
I thought Kim was going to get flattened. I really did. I thought, here I am filming this thing, and I'm going to be filming someone getting taken out.
At the last second, it's a sharp sound that deters the rhino from a full charge.
That was a little too close for comfort, eh? Eesh. I was just saying the other day that I haven't had an adrenaline rush for years. But that got it going, eh? And what a wonderful animal, eh? I just love them because they're so feisty and full of it, and they've just got to attack. Whatever, if it moves, you've got to go for it. And then I thought, I left my camera there, and he was sort of looking at my camera. If you go and toss that thing, I'm going to be very upset, dude. I wanted that silhouette shot of the rhino against this beautiful sunrise, and to do that, I needed to get closer. Obviously, saw me crouching there. He just saw this thing because they don't have good eyesight, and he just came strolling towards me. So yeah, I stand your ground and try and be bold about it. Because this guy comes for me, I'm going to go flat on the ground, but he's going to nail me. While my cameraman was just standing there watching and filming and hoping I would die, and he could get it all on film.
A day after getting stitched up, the cub's wound is healing well. But there's more trouble for the family. Another cub has gone missing.
I'm at the site here now where I left him this morning. I'm just gonna walk around there and see if I can pick up anything. She's still right here. She's exactly where they left her. This is where they were this morning. And they've just abandoned her. Oh my girl. Oh my God. Blood is just dripping from her nose. I don't know, maybe she's got a lung infection. But anything like that, it's unfortunately, I don't think there's much chance.
For this cub, things don't look good.
This will be the third one that she's losing.
Kim Wolhuter's cheetah family has hit a crisis point. 2 cubs have been killed by predators. A third is recovering from a wound. And now, a fourth is bleeding from the nose. When he returns the next morning, she's already dead.
This is getting totally out of hand now. Swollen face here, eyes glazed, just don't know what's happening. I've invested a lot of time with these guys, and I've developed a great bond with them. There was absolutely nothing I could do. I mean, once they start bleeding like that, they're going to die. What is it? What can I do? What must I do? And, there was nothing I could do.
It's been 5 months since Kim started his epic journey with the mother and her 5 young cubs. 2 were killed by predators. 1 died from disease. The last 2 female cubs are 8 months old now. It's been a roller coaster ride for the cheetahs and for Kim, but now he's rewarded with a thrilling sight.
This is such a lovely moment now. For the last nearly 4 weeks, with all this sickness and everything going on, they just haven't been playing. And now to see them playing again, makes me realize that maybe we have saved them. Yeah, it's a very special morning.
Kim is now spending most of his daylight hours with the 2 remaining cubs and their mother. As their characters develop, he decides to give them names. He names the more independent one Shinatsi, after his favorite kind of tree. The mischievous one he calls Chinzi, which means tomboy in the local dialect.
And Chinzi has this thing where she's, I don't know, if I leave my door of my car open and she sees the towel on my seat, she's just got to take it out. She'll pull it out, bite it a couple of times, and then leave it.
But playtime ends abruptly. Some of the reserve's rangers walk nearby. The cheetahs are on high alert.
Morning! They're on edge there because of the scouts. Which is quite nice because it's important that this cheetah only get used to me and not used to everybody else. Because if they do happen to go outside the reserve, then it's a problem. And that just shows that they're really on edge now. Those guys that just walk past. It seems to be working. I've spent so much time with them now that they're just totally used to me. And they see me all day, every day. They don't have an option. They've got to get used to me.
The cubs are now 9 months old, and Kim is about to see something that no one has ever witnessed so close. Hunting school. Chinzi and Shinatsi need to start fending for themselves. They may be bigger now, but so is their prey. Each comes with a powerful kick and sharp horns, and Kim's right in there.
Oh, there it goes. First time I've been right in here with these guys with this wide angle lens. It's so low, it's so cool, man.
But they haven't exactly mastered the art of the kill.
Lots of learning to do. Just a long way to go, these guys. They're biting it on the back of the neck as well, which isn't going to help anything. They've got to learn to get it around the throat.
Until they master the chokehold and figure out how to suffocate their prey, the impala will fight back.
They seem to think once it's down, it's dead, instead of carrying on strangling it.
So the chase goes on, with Kim desperately trying to keep up. One cub edges ahead.
I think Shinatsi's getting the hang of what she's got to do on these kills. She's at least, she's in there, she's doing what she's got to do.
But Chinzi just wants to play with her dinner.
Chinzi is just run in there and be brash and be silly and grab here, pull there. And she's going to have to hone her skills because one day she's going to be on her own. When that pressure's on, then I think they get a lot more real with their actual killing. They chewed through the jugular and it's just bled to death, I think. That was that's pretty amazing, eh? To think that I'm out there with these guys, they're killing this impala. I've seen a lot of kills from whether it's hyenas, cheetah, leopards, lions, but they're always from a distance, they're always in a vehicle. I feel excited like the cheetah. When they're killing, it's mass excitement. And I feel like that in the moment, but then you see this impala and it's struggling and it's dying and it's being bitten here and chewed there. And it's terrible.
As the growing cubs hone their skills, they're only going to get faster. So Kim adapts his workouts just to keep up.
This is all part of my cheetah training program, as I call it. You know, cheetahs lie around, do nothing for 2 or 3 days, then do this massive sprint, catch something, they're totally exhausted, eat, and then they chill for another 2 or 3 days, and that's how they keep going. And I always wondered, how do they maintain a fitness like that?
Even wild dogs, they're running all the time. Hyenas are running all the time, so it's like they're training.
But cheetahs just that. So I thought I'd try the same thing. I've marked out a kilometer here, which I try and sprint at under 4 minutes.
I mean, we have to train all the time, we've got to stretch and all that stuff. And these guys just go into a flat sprint and that's it, game over.
350.
So is Kim catching up with the fastest land animal in the world?
My general fitness and my running speed and whatever has improved quite dramatically.
Amazing what you can learn from observing animals. No, there's no ways I can keep up with him, but at least I'm not too far behind.
In the Malilangwe Game Reserve, there's never a shortage of wild animals for Kim and his family to follow. But 3 familiar faces are nowhere to be seen.
There's no sign of them. We'll go and check further up north and see if these buggers are around. It's just, you know, if we don't find them now, and tomorrow you've got to search even further.
Cheetahs are naturally elusive creatures, so Kim relies heavily on the mother's tracking chip to find them. Without any signal, Kim isn't just missing out on filming time. He risks losing his family for good. It's the second day without a signal from the cheetahs. Kim is eager to pick up the search.
We've come a long way north from where they were yesterday, but I'm getting nothing here at the moment.
An hour after sunrise, Kim tries to remain upbeat.
We're back in the area where we left them yesterday, and there's still no sign, but you know, this place is huge. And you know, the cheetah do travel at night quite a bit. Probably going to just head west along the boundary there, and then we'll head north.
The chip implanted in the mother's stomach can be picked up within about a mile radius. But it has to have a direct line to Kim's receiver. By mid-morning, Kim's optimism is starting to fade.
That's not going well at all, eh? I am getting worried now. I'm seriously worried. I can only think maybe they've been spooked by something and they've taken off.
Kim heads deeper into the reserve. If he doesn't find them soon, he could lose contact with the cheetahs for good. After nearly 7 months shadowing the mother cheetah and her 2 surviving cubs, Kim is at a loss. He's searched all over the reserve, but can't pick up their trail. The tough terrain is taking Kim's driving skills to the limit.
This road has been totally trashed by elephants. There are trees all over the road here. You can hear this serious roadblock. You know, these cats are really giving me the runaround. I'm traveling in areas that I haven't been in for probably a couple of years now.
Say!
It's taken me about an hour to do 3 kilometers, just bashing over trees, chopping away trees. Anyway, I'm alive, and my car is my baby. Oh no, there's another bloody 6 trees in front of us.
It's now day 5. The search continues.
We really need to get on and just try and find my little family.
Kim's got all of Malalangue's rangers looking for the cheetahs, but if they've wandered off the reserve, he may never see the cats again. Then, a sign of hope.
Yeah, morning, go across. Alpha 194.
Yeah, definitely the guys would be waiting for you at that section 27 gate. If you could just use that Cheetah road, you will meet them by that gate.
Okay, copy. I'm at Sausage Dam. I'll be there 15-20 minutes. They said 3 adults, but the cubs are looking quite big, so they could easily be our cheetah. Oh, the heat is on. We've got to get there. And I hope my cameraman doesn't fall off in the process. We never have any reason to drive around the bush like maniacs. Something like this, putting pedal to the metal. Got to get there in a hurry. Afternoon, how are you?
Fine, and yourself?
I'm very happy. Well, I think I'm happy. It depends when I find the cheetah. Jump in, guys, let's go.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, there?
Yeah, there, yes.
Okay, I can see them. Now, we got to make sure it's the right ones.
You look excited.
I'm getting a bit emotional here. I can't believe it. That I should be getting stupid. Hello, girls. Where have you been? Brilliant. Well done, guys. Thanks so much. No, it's definitely my kitty cat.
But Kim has to get to the bottom of the tracking problem.
But now, the trick is whether this machine's working, why I haven't found them.
If he doesn't get a signal now, then maybe the tracking chip and the mother has failed.
Yeah, it's totally dead, eh?
If they move on, Kim will lose them again until they come up with an alternative plan. He stays put.
Maybe even have to spend the whole night here trying to keep tabs of it until the morning. But there's nothing wrong with that. At least we've got kitty cats. Yeah, it just makes me happy.
The long search has taken a toll on Kim.
While we're waiting for the vet, I'm just going to go and get some shut-eye with the cheetah. Also, it's good just to keep up my little bonding sessions. They haven't seen me for 5 days. They must be really missing me. Like hell. I'm just going to approach slowly. They'll be fine. And I'll be with them shortly. Oh, that is pretty good.
His tracking system may be down, but he's not about to lose them again.
I've got a collar here, which I'm going to go and try and fit onto one of the cubs without anesthetizing her.
It's a bulky device, but in the short term, it'll do the job.
I can't really hate collars on animals. It's a hindrance to them and it's not cool, but for now that's all we can do until we can get a vet down here, hopefully.
So far, Jinsey seems unfazed.
Oh, don't grab at me. Oh my God.
This has never been attempted on an undrugged wild cheetah before.
Just like it. Here we go. How's that? Cool, huh? Cool. Yeah, that shouldn't be too bad. Let's hope it doesn't come off, eh? Eh, just because you love it. Something for you to chew on. Yeah. How's that? I You've been so good. Hey?
Now, just 4 screws to tighten.
I don't think these guys are going to believe us when we tell them what we've just done. Nobody's going to believe us. Hey? And I've got the shakes here because I'm nervous about what I'm doing.
Kim's bond with the cheetahs has let him achieve the impossible.
God, it's amazing. Probably the first time ever that a collar has been fitted to a wild cheetah without using an anesthetic.
I thought this could take a few hours, and I was fairly confident we'd get it right, but not in 5 minutes, which is what that took. And yeah, what a pleasure not having to hassle the animal like that. I'm going to leave them. It's getting really hot now. They're not going to be moving anyway. I'm going to duck.
It's dawn, and with the new tracking collar in place, finding the cheetahs is easy.
Your mom's marking now, huh? That's interesting. She could be coming into estrus.
Estrus means the female is ready to breed and starts looking for a mate. If so, big changes are coming to this little family.
When she starts coming into estrus, it's the time that the cubs are not going to have to leave her, because either the males are going to chase them off when they come to try and mate with her, or she's just going to be more aggressive towards them. And it's a slow process, chasing them off and chasing them off. If she is coming into estrus, then the days for these little guys are numbered.
And that day could be coming sooner rather than later. Coming up, the cubs join forces for their first real hunt.
Impala's still alive. It's going to get up.
And Kim may lose the cheetahs for good as a storm sweeps in.
And it's bloody cold!
Now a 1.5 years old, the cubs are coming to the end of their time with their mother. Female siblings stay together until they're old enough to mate, but they still desperately need to improve their hunting skills, or else they'll starve to death on their own.
Seems to be all the cheetah are going to get out of this is a drink. These guys had a rough couple of days. They missed 2 hunts this morning. Yesterday they missed a couple. Just trying to fill up on water now, it seems like. They don't have to drink at all, but when it's available they will. But we can't follow them now, it's just getting too dark.
It's been 4 days without food, but the situation is looking up.
We've got to get quite close before the chase. It's the advantage of them hunting in the bush, they can get a lot closer. Oh, she's got one. I just had it dying.
There it is. The cubs are somewhere else, that's the thing.
The mother seems distressed and calls to her cubs.
That's why the cubs aren't coming here. And why she's calling so frantically.
Kim keeps up with her. Jules follows behind. They find Chinsey, but still no sign of Shinatsi.
I heard them calling to the east here.
They're just trying to find her. There we go, there's a call to the east here now.
Kim spots Shinatsi in the distance, and she's not alone.
Hello, my girl. You killed that all on your own. It's amazing.
Impala's still alive, it's going to get up.
She's brought down her first impala, but it's still alive, and the chase is not over yet. Chinsey takes over for her exhausted sister. The sisters come together for the takedown before Chinsey executes a perfect chokehold. For Kim, it's a moment he'll never forget.
I almost not take it for granted, the privilege that I have of the way that they accept me being here. I mean, this killing an animal and eating it is one of the crucial things in their lives, and it's what their lives depend on. The fact that I can be a part of that and be totally accepted and just not hassled by it. They aren't hassled by me. Yeah, it's truly remarkable.
A few days later, Kim's out early, and the cubs are alone and anxious. The mother's gone, and Kim's not sure if she'll be back.
Well, Chinsey's calling quite frantically now. But if mother's with males, it's very unlikely she's going to call back to them. It's the first time they've been abandoned and left on their own. They're pretty nervous, and you can imagine how stressful it is for them. I'm not there to help the situation. I just got to hang in there and wait and see what happens.
There's a real chance she won't be back. As the morning progresses, the cubs search for any trace of their mother and seek comfort where they can.
That was quite sore, my girl. Eh? You're just wanting attention. I can't give you what your mother gives you.
Do you find it also quite stressful?
I just want to comfort her. It just feels like that's what she's wanting. She's just wanting some sort of contact or comfort or something.
But Kim knows that's a line he shouldn't cross.
I'm not imposing myself on them. It's getting them totally happy with me being there. And if they want to come and investigate me, then that's cool.
If the mother is truly left, it's vital that Kim check on the cubs regularly at this stage. He needs to make sure that they're hunting and getting enough to eat. But then, Mother Nature throws them a curve.
That, my man, that is coming at us really fast, and it's pouring like hell over there. I can hear it. I think we got to get out of here.
In the rainy season, up to 4 inches of rain can fall in a day.
We need to cover these cameras with this rain coming. I don't think it's going to last for long, but it's there, and it wants to eat us.
Oh, here we go!
The rain's good for the animals, but it can also make an already difficult terrain downright treacherous.
And it's bloody cold! Can't believe how dark it is, and it's only, it's starting to fall. It's coming in waves, eh? Which? It's pounding.
There's no way he'll get to see the cubs again today.
This massive downpour we just had is put paid to that, because we're just not going to get around. Everything's going to be really sticky and wet, and a chance of more rain tonight as well.
One cloudburst turns into nearly 2 weeks of relentless rain, leaving much of the reserve inaccessible.
With all this rain we've been having, the river's come up quite a bit, but we still won't be able to cross by vehicle, and the cheetah on the other side, so we'll have to try and make another plan.
It's been 10 days since Kim and Jules last saw the cubs. Missing their mother, they were alone and frightened.
With all the rain, I haven't been able to get out. And I wonder if the mom's still with him. Maybe it's just the girls on their own.
On their own, and on the other side of a river.
Yeah, I've just picked up a signal here now. It seems like the cheetah could be quite close to the bank, or not to the river anyway.
Right. This is going to be fun.
You're going to have to push us off the sand there, dude.
Do you want me to kick as well?
No, don't cause too much disturbance. We'll be...
Doing well. It's good for you to have a bit of a workout. You don't work hard enough.
Oh. Now we run aground. There we go.
Once they cross the river, it's down to business.
I'm gonna check for a signal here. Yes.
Kim has no idea if the family is reunited or if they're fighting for survival on their own. He finds them just over a mile later.
I'm a bit nervous still. Where's your mother, guys? Hey? Where's Mom?
It appears the mother has gone for good.
Oh, it's just so nice to see them again. Hello, my girl.
Searching the area for clues, Kim finds evidence that the cubs aren't just surviving, they're hunting and killing.
And this is where they chased the impala. They must have given it a whack there, and there's some hair lying there. They came round here and caught it over here somewhere. You can see here where they've dragged it along here. Obviously, once they'd killed it, all the way down there, and the remains of it are lying just over there now.
This is the best news Kim could have hoped for. After a year and a half, Kim's journey with Chinzi and Shinatsi could be coming to an end. It's a testament to Kim's bush skills and determination that these endangered cheetahs are thriving, just like their mother before them.
It's so cool just to see them having made it. It's really just special to be a part of their journey. When I think back when I first saw them, and they were tiny little things, I used to come and jump around all over me. And now this is where they are, they've made it. They're going to survive out here on their own. Time to go.
For Jules, it's also the end of a great adventure.
Working with Kim has been quite an amazing experience. I think what Kim's been able to accomplish with Cheetah is absolutely incredible. I've never seen anything like it myself. To be alongside them when they're killing an impala, running with them, is just magic.
The cheetahs have faced many battles, but this part of their journey is complete.
The cubs they're on their own now. This is it. This is the real life. Fully fledged cheetah killing for themselves.
It's a new chapter in all their lives.
They've been well taught by their mother, so they've got no excuses not to make it. But it's going to be exciting times, eh?